Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Venus Opal Reese with DefyImpossible.com, and welcome to Real Talk Tuesdays. Ask Dr. Venus. Okay, so this is Real Talk. We're going to be brief. I got some questions from you, and I am going to answer them. Real talk. All right. So the first question that I received, it says, "How long or how much should I save before starting to work for myself?" And this is a brilliant question. All right. So I'm going to tell you like how I did it. You want to replace your income. Okay. The first strategy to exiting a job that you hate or don't want to do anymore, or even if you like it but you want more, the first strategy is you got to look at how much money do you make a month, and what would you need to earn in order to replace that. If you do that, when you start thinking like that, it'll make it a lot easier for you. Okay, and so let me see. Dave Ramsey, whom I love, I think he's bloody genius. One of the things he always says is Murphy's Law: have at least $1,000 in savings just in case. That's always a great strategy. Okay, and another thing to do is when you're starting out, I tend to think in terms of earning your money to invest in your business. Okay, so you have to start looking at your time. So you have to start looking at, how can I take things off my plate? How can I delegate? How can I say no? you know, you'll be surprised how much time you'll free up when you start saying no. You can say it nicely, say thank you so much for asking me to be on this committee or for including me in this particular project, but unfortunately I'm not available. And you're not, because you are building your business. How about that? Okay, so that's a great question. And another question that we have is, it says mindset. I have so many goals. How do I decide which one to pursue first? And I love that the question is which one to pursue first, because you can't do things first. Okay, so when it comes to making money, this is real talk. There are activities that take time, and then there are activities that take money. Okay, so you got to look to see, what do you have more of? Do you have more time or do you have more money? Okay, so if you have more time on your hands, then you want to look at what activities can you actually do, what goals do you have that make your heart sing, but that really capitalize on the luxury of time that you have. So if you have a lot of time, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom. Well, I don't know if that means you have time, but let's say you're home and you have the time to do research. You have the time to write. You have the time to plan. That's very different than if you have a commitment to making money immediately. You're looking at, okay, how can I get in front of people who can pay me? So I guess the answer to your question is, in terms of goals, look to see, what do you have more of, more time or more resource, and that'll help you decide how to start. If you need cash coming in, you're going to take different actions than if you have the luxury of planning a little bit longer. Okay, I hope that's clear. Self-worth question: how can I command respect without coming off as pushy? Well, here's the good news. Respect and pushy, you cannot get away from who you are. Okay, I think that when someone's pushy, they're not being respectful. Do you see what I'm saying? When you are honoring people, you're actually listening to them. You can tell if you're really listening to them, then you'll know when to pull back, when to soften, when to ask a question. So I would say the way you command respect is by listening first and looking how you can serve before you ask for something. That's very respectful. Pushy is when you just do stuff with no consideration for somebody else, and it's just tacky. It's just tacky. So don't do it. It doesn't work. And it also gives you a bad reputation. Okay? So to be respectful, listen first. Look at how you can serve. Be sensitive to how people are breathing, and not everybody says no the same way. Okay? And the last question I'm going to add is nuts and bolts question. How do I figure out a business model or service to offer? That's a longer question. In fact, I'll be covering that at the Defy Impossible live experience for Six Figure Sisters, October 10th through 12th in delicious Dallas. Okay, so that conversation we'll get into more about, like, how do you actually create a business model that's rooted in your worth? And there's a number of pieces to it that will take longer than I could say here. But to get you started, you want to start identifying what is the value you naturally bring to life that people will buy, which may be different than what you want to sell. Well, so that's my top. That's my time today. This is Dr. Venus Opal Reese with DefyImpossible.com. Please go to DefyImpossibleEvent.com to find out all the details about the Defy Impossible live experience for Black women in business, October 10 through 12, in a few weeks. Okay, I would love to see you there, and I would love to answer your questions in person. Take care.